It's Dave Landau, and you're watching Andy Smith, the coolest comic book creator around. Just ask his mom. I have. All hail Comicsgate. Bam! 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 Ahoy, friends. It's me, Dave Landau. After a long night on stage, I like to kick back with a captain's hat and a fine cigar and watch the Dennis and Andy show. These guys are huge nerds, but they're the kind that you actually want to hang out with. Enjoy them. I do.
Hello, that's right. It is Thursday. Hyper Kaiju first up. Yo, Amanda, you nailed it. It is not Wednesday. It is Thursday, and we thought we'd pop on, talk a little Blockbuster. That's a show on Netflix about, you guessed it, the last Blockbuster. Of course, back Kor-Drath, The Reckoning will be debuting a big panel on the top of a specific page from the book. Not the whole page, just the big panel. But I think you'll enjoy what you guys are going to see. Is it just me? Is there not any sound?
I've got sound.
Let me pop on YouTube real quick on my phone and see. Hold on.
Amanda says, are they aware we can see them and nothing else?
Hold on. Let's see.
We hear you now. I hear you now.
Yeah, I got it.
We hear you now.
Okay, well then it's all taken care of. So I guess I'll start over and rewind. Hyper Kaiju, yo, is here. Amanda says it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday. You are correct. But we'll be talking about the show Wednesday, as well as talk. You were jamming to something and not saying anything for like 15 seconds. That's weird. What are your thoughts on Indiana Jones 5 trailer? There's a trailer for Indiana Jones 5. Haven't seen it, but we'll watch it here, and you can get our thoughts live. We'll do that after we talk Blockbuster, the show on Netflix about, that's right, the last Blockbuster. Talk about the show Wednesday. Talk about Kor-Drath. I don't know if you could hear me when I said that I've got this nice big panel that I just am excited to show you guys. So I'll be showing you this panel, and it takes up the whole top half of a page. That's how big the panel is. So, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. And if we have time, I found a list of 12 tech items that are still on Cyber Monday sale prices till Sunday. I don't know why my garage door is opening because I thought my daughter's eye appointment was later, but whatever. Maybe they're going somewhere first. Who knows? Okay, so, well, you said she's here for Wednesday. Perfect. Didn't watch that other stuff? No problem. After we talk about it, you might want to. But I say first and foremost, let's show the panel from Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. More new artwork for all you guys that are watching. Booyah! Look at that, Dennis. What is that, Dennis? That's not just a dragon. It's a what?
It's a wyvern, Andy.
A wyvern. Which, until I started this book, I had no freaking clue what a wyvern was. But now I do know. Because I was like, what? That's just a dragon. And Dennis was like, smack, smack. Dennis was literally, you think I'm kidding. I recorded it without his knowledge. I said, that's just a wyvern. Isn't that just a dragon? And Dennis was like, and I was like, damn, son, you don't need to smack me in the face. Clearly a wyvern.
See, clearly, Hyper Kaiju says it's clearly. You know how you can tell? The spike on the tail.
Oh, you know what I was going to say? So, because I did do my research, I was going to say from looking at dragons and wyverns, the big thing I noticed was dragons will have their two front arms, their two back legs, and separate wings. Was every wyvern I saw had two back legs, but its arms were also its wings.
Yep.
So there's more than just the tail.
But the tail is the dead giveaway.
All right. Well, anyhow, so yes, this panel takes up the top half of a page. Something went down because one of their horsies is down. The other horsey's like, I'm out of here. I didn't sign up for this. I'm out, yo. So that's right, guys. Go get yourself a little Kor-Drath, The Reckoning, and back it now. Back it if you've already backed it, of course. And we have picked up more backers since yesterday, so thank you very much. If you're watching and you're one of those backers, I really appreciate it. Hyper Guys U says Andy saving throw versus education.
Andy rolled the 1. That is correct.
Okay. There you go. So if you've already backed it, maybe pick up a t-shirt, maybe pick up a beanie, get the module. That's right. Read the book, play the game. And we did, if you didn't see yesterday, get the colors in for the game module, the colors over Bart Sears. There are the colors that Dan Lawless did over Bart. And if you want to see what it looks like on the cover of the game module, there it is. Fits in nicely with that 80s retro look we're going for. So there you go, guys. Now let's get on because, obviously due diligence, talking up the campaign. But we're here to talk about Blockbuster and Wednesday. What should we start with?
You know what? Let's start with Wednesday because Amanda is here for Wednesday.
You know what? I was going to suggest that, but I want to see if you were going to put your misogyny aside for once and do the right thing, and you did. So congratulations, Dennis. Amanda, Dennis must really like you because he is sliding that misogyny he usually shows to the side. So.
Yep, everybody knows me. Yep, the misogynist.
I know. That's what your middle... I don't know why it says Dennis Turner at Dinja Comics when we all know it's Dennis Turner. If you want to find him on Mastodon, it's at DT Misogynist.
So. Mastodon?
Yeah, that site all the lefties are fleeing to because Twitter's too much of a hate space now.
I didn't even know it was a thing. I
Yeah.
didn't see Elon mention it, and I've been following Elon with lots of good info. But nope, I've got enough problem with Facebook and Twitter, and now Instagram a little bit. So you guys are killing me. I can only do so many platforms.
Dennis is the president of the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
I was a He-Man fan until Kevin Smith got a hold of it.
Oh, you're still a He-Man fan. All right, so Wednesday. I have watched 3 episodes. Dennis and his lovely wife, Susie, powered through all 8 episodes in one night last Saturday.
Yep. So background is I'm not usually a fan of this type of stuff. Let's just kind of put it that way. My daughter called me from Korea and she goes, "Dad, I really think you should watch this." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's Tim Burton. For me, Tim Burton's hit or miss, but it misses more than it hits. So I'm just not a huge fan." I was like, "Nah, I think I'll skip it." Well, she said, "I heard a couple other people say it was good." And then she goes, "You and Mom need to watch it." Because he is just a slacker.
I don't know.
So,
Are you both watching just to review it? Amanda asks. Um, well, whenever we watch something, obviously we review it. Dennis watched it. Like I said, powered through all 8 episodes and told me it was good. My daughter was all about, we got to watch Wednesday. We got to watch Wednesday. So I'm like, all right, why not watch Wednesday on Wednesday? So I'll start off. It's, the girl that plays Wednesday Adams is actually from the last Scream movie. I don't know if you knew that, Dennis.
I did, because we saw the last Scream movie.
Well, I did too, but because of the way she's made up for Wednesday
Oh, yeah,
Adams,
it doesn't look like her at all.
no. Because I was like, okay, so she is doing a fantastic job. The actress that plays Wednesday, fantastic job. I had to look her up on IMDb, saw that she was from the Scream movie and what she looked like in the Scream movie, and I was like, holy crap, couldn't even tell it was the same actress. You got Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia.
Yeah, and I thought she was cast very well.
She was. I can't remember the actor that plays the hubby
Oh,
there.
Gomez?
Yeah, Gomez. But he was cast. I thought all the casting was good. The funny
Yeah,
thing is, I looked up the casting for Lurch. It's amazing. That dude in real life is like male model looking.
they really had to dumb him down.
Oh yeah,
They had to do to him what they did to the AT&T girl.
exactly.
Yes, it is Guzman, Amanda.
It is Guzman. Yep, you're
Yep.
right. Now I'll be honest. I only watched 3 episodes. I actually, to be technical, probably only watched 2 and a third because I was bored. I dozed off during episode 3 and would, wake back up and stuff. And that's why when I went to bed after episode 3 finished, my daughter was like, "Well, I'm going to finish it tonight." And I said, "You do that." So she finished it. I never will because it just didn't pull me in.
Huh. I this is going to be one of those weird mirror universe things where I think usually Andy loves everything and I'm the one who's way more critical. I think we're going to be reversed this time. I thought this was a show that it hooked me probably by the second episode. It intrigued me in the first episode, but it really kind of hooked me in the second one. Gwendolyn Christie, as soon as we see her, she's the principal of the school. My wife's like, "Oh my God, that's Star Wars girl." And I'm like, "Yeah, or Game of Thrones, whatever." But she's very recognizable.
Who is she?
Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah, explain. That tells me nothing.
Oh, she plays Brianna Targ in Game of Thrones, and Captain Phasma in Star Wars.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah, I see that blank face. So these are not the characters you're familiar with.
Nope.
Yep. She's really tall. She is taller than me in real life.
Is she really?
Yes. I think she's like 6'3".
Holy
I can
crap.
find out, but I know she is massively tall. Give me a second. I actually kind of want to look her up now.
I mean, she looked very tall. I don't
Yeah,
know if you caught when
I
Lurch.
remember because Game of Thrones. We loved Game of Thrones. Yep,
Right.
6'3".
Wow. I don't know if you noticed when Lurch was a full body shot, you could see the big ass lifts on his shoes, like how thick the soles of his shoes were.
Oh yeah. Well,
Same with the
even
actress that
Wednesday
plays.
Adams, she's got really thick soles
Yeah.
that's on there. And like when she's looking up and Gwendolyn's looking down, the principal, I mean, it's just like standing over. And I was like, whoa. I mean, it's just kind of impressive.
This comment is true. Dennis's young bitchy goth girl side really connected with the show. I think that's why he liked it because in high school, Dennis really identified as a young bitchy goth girl.
In high
Dennis was
school.
identifying as
I thought
something
you were going to
different.
say now.
Dennis was identifying as something different before it was cool. Now all the kids do it.
Whatever. Christine Ricci's in it, and of course that was. I was really hoping that she was going to be in it if they're going to do it. Have her on as a cameo. They didn't just have her on as a cameo. They did a lot more.
Yeah, well, I mean, does she do a lot more? Because in the first three, I mean, I was
Yes.
glad to see her,
Oh
and
yes.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
actually told Courtney, I said, "Do you know who that is?" And she goes, "No." I said, "That's the actress that originally played Wednesday Adams in the first movie back in the early '90s." She's like, "Oh, that's cool." So,
It is. It is. The casting. So she's surrounded by a bunch of schoolmates. Mom and dad basically ship her off to school because it's the school that Morticia and Gomez they met. That's where they actually met. They were hoping that there was going to be this history. So the storyline was actually kind of neat, getting her set. Um, Going back to a part of their history, and then it unravels a whole bunch of past and really fills in some interesting points of the characters. Some things that obviously in the original Addams Family or in the movies they just weren't going to cover. So this was a really neat way to do it. Oh, fifth level. That's so cute.
it is. Um, yeah, I don't think we're going to get into spoilers, so people like Amanda and anybody else watching can watch it and we won't ruin stuff. The basic overarching theme or storyline is
Nope, nope. Hold on. She did not play the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist was played by
oh, she's
Ricky Lindholm. She played basically the girl that was in charge of. It was like the housing, the dorms. So she
right.
was kind of like
She also had a
the
botany
CA.
class. She also had a botany class.
Yes.
Um, no, the psychiatrist I did recognize. So, so there. That's true.
Yep.
That is true. So the basic plot is there's a murder in the first episode, and it comes down to trying to find out who the murderer is. To me, that's the big plot of the story, right?
It is definitely a who done it, and there's a long history with the sheriff, the mayor, all the characters involved, and it goes all the way back where they believe that Gomez was a murderer and was set scot free.
Mm-hmm.
And this winds up setting everything in motion. So the sheriff and everybody, they're very leery, and they think Wednesday's an apple that didn't fall from the tree. All in all, as it plays out, I, I really thought it was interesting. I wanted to watch the next episode. We finished it off in just a couple of days, and it was captivating once you got into the story. The neat little intricacies in the beginning are what kind of brought me in, but the story itself, after every episode, then this happens and this happens. They leave you with cliffhangers, so it's always there where it wants you to come back in. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't think I'm going to go back. And I like the dark mystery aspect, like
That is a
updated.
really good analogy because it really
Yeah,
kind of was, and she played the dark side. She's pretty much a know-it-all. She thinks she's the best, and of course, when you have two queen bees that both think they're the best, it can make into some. It's kind of like Mean Girls, which was a movie my daughter watched over and over again. But it kind of reminded me of it. It was good.
I just can't see going back and spending another. It was 10 episodes or 8.
Eight? Yeah, I
So,
think it
wow,
was
Dennis, if
eight.
you love the show so much, why don't you just marry it?
I I was gonna say if they wound up doing a second season, I would probably tune in. I
Well, I heard it ended on a cliffhanger.
It did, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't
No, I
mean
know
I
it doesn't.
greenlight it.
I'm going to say it gets a second season. If it does get a second season, maybe I'll go back and watch the last 5 episodes. As of right now, I think I'm going to pass because I wasn't super intrigued in the first place. So I think I'll wait, and if it does get picked up, I'll go watch it.
Thing was
Should we do an
fantastic when they
intermission to watch the
introduced.
Indiana Jones trailer?
Well, yeah, but I was gonna say Thing was really good in it. He did. I
Hmm.
can't believe how much they integrated a hand into it and all the things that he does through it. It was great. Having Fester come in there, and he was a really fun, pretty neat version of Fester. Cousin It was the only thing I was kind of sad that we didn't get to see a Cousin It.
Um, how does Thing see?
What's that?
How does Thing see?
It just does, Andy. It's magical.
Oh, it's one of those.
You have to suspend your disbelief. Um, I'm going to, since I know Annie didn't finish it, see, I am too. I'm actually going to give this series an 8.5.
Really?
Yes. Yes. For
Well, I
Tim
can't.
Burton,
I'm
that
not
is
even going to
hands
grade
down the
it.
best Tim Burton rating I would have ever given anything that he's done. I like Edward Scissorhands, but this was just fun. It had all the elements. I was never bored. It kept me intrigued. Um, right when you think you know who did it, they introduce stuff to, well, maybe it's this person, maybe it's this person. So the who done it aspect always was there. And then once you find out, it wound up being, I don't want to spoil it for those of you that saw it, it was the person that I thought at the by episode 2, I'm like, that's the person that did it. And it
Now,
wound
just
up
so
being true.
ju-
But they switched it around so many times.
just so everybody knows, whenever Dennis watches anything, at the end, he'll usually go, "Yeah, I figured it out about 10 minutes in."
Whatever.
Anything. And
Whatever,
now I know the
Andy.
trick.
I
Now,
usually say it out loud, just like I did in this one. And my wife was like, really? You think it's that person? And I'm like, yep, I do. It makes total sense. And at the very end, who was right? And she can say, yeah, you said that a long time ago.
all right. Fine. All right. Let's watch this trailer for Indiana Jones.
Yeah, because I'm
Let me
kind of
get it.
jazzed because I've heard all the rumors about. I know Doomcock put it out about how bad the screenings were. They have redone it, and this apparently is the new version.
All right. We're going to watch the trailer. I'm going to mute so there's no echo. Let's watch the trailer. Oh, wait. Let me turn my sound up a little bit.
Thank you, Brian. I didn't heard it had been greenlit, so that's awesome.
All right. Let's do this.
I miss the desert.
Can you hear it, Dennis?
Yeah.
I miss the sea. And I miss waking up every morning, wondering what wonderful adventure the new day will bring to us.
Those days have come and gone.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
I don't believe in magic. But a few times in my life, I've seen things. Things I can't explain. And I've come to believe it's not so much what you believe. It's how hard you believe it.
Who is this man?
I'm her godfather.
Related.
Get back!
So I have a question right out of the gate. Dennis is usually good at answering these questions, so we'll see if he can answer this for me. This isn't the question. This is the lead up to it. What year did the first Indiana Jones supposedly take place? 19 what? The World War II?
30-something, yeah, because it was dealing with the Nazis in the early ages, maybe 1938. That's a good, cool trivia question right there.
All right. Well, no. Let's just say it was 1938, right? Well, look, Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, whatever, obviously has aged quite a bit. I mean, it's been 40 years since the first movie. Shouldn't this movie technically be taking place in the 1970s at least?
Yeah, so I just looked it up. It's 1936.
So shouldn't this movie take place at least in the early 70s? And you're looking at the cars going, what is this, 1950? How old did he get in 20 years?
Well, right. Well, think about when the first one came out, how young. I'm just going to say right out of the gate, what they should have done is I was not fond of the Crystal Skull. I was not fond of that movie at all.
Okay. But that's not the last one. The last one's the Shia LaBeouf one. So has that one never happened now?
Well, no, because they introduced the aliens, which I thought was kind of stupid. Hyper Kaiju's asking that, and
Yeah.
I don't actually know. I do know that this movie is all about time travel.
Really?
Yes. So, in you will notice he goes back to the Nazis. You see the boulder. You see some of little bits and pieces of the original movies. So he winds up going back through time. So the premise of the movie is basically, yeah.
See, I didn't think it looked like the 60s because of the cars.
Yeah, and you don't know.
But
We don't know. I mean, we can only guess from what we just saw.
But to be fair,
the plot was this: Indiana Jones goes through time. He's got to go find something because, and he gets bits and pieces of it through his adventures. He meets this new girl. Don't remember what her name is, and she's going to wind up becoming, in the end, the new Indiana Jones. And she basically picks up the hat and the whip, and she's going to kind of take over. What they should have done is just recast it, like they do for James Bond or
right.
The Jack Ryan movies. I know he's iconic, but his good stories could have been continued to told on. They're trying to cheapen the way that they're going to pass the torch.
Okay, so Moromi says from leaks, he says it was the 60s, which is fine. You know, that's 34 years from the first movie. So that's fine. Because, I mean, look, I'll be honest. I don't think Harrison Ford looks like he's 80 years old either, you know, or late 70s. So I think he's, you know, he could play younger and be like, you know, 60s or something. But I do agree with you. I think if they really want to keep Indiana Jones going, they do just play it like Bond, because then you can keep it in that era if you want, you know.
Yeah.
It works for James Bond. I mean, look, Daniel Craig's done. You know they're going to be doing another Bond movie with a new actor. We're all just buy into it. It works just fine. So yeah, I think they should have just recast. Um, you know, having him basically hand the whip over to this new female Indiana Jones. Just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Of course, if you say that, you'll be, oh, what's wrong with the female being James Bond or being Indiana Jones? And it's like, I mean, nothing really, but once again, you know, if Tomb Raider was very successful and had tons of movies and the main actress aged out, how would you feel if they if they recast, or the actress ages out and she hands over her guns to a dude and the new Tomb Raider's a guy? Women would probably be annoyed. So I'm not really, you know, I
Look,
think it
they,
should be a
they, they
guy.
did this with Doctor Who and ruined it. Not because the 13th Doctor was a female, but because it was terrible storytelling. That's what wound up ruining it. Yes, Chris Pratt, he
Chris
could have
Pratt.
pulled it off. I would have probably not got somebody famous. Let's go out and find a new talent and somebody who would have the mannerisms and could play it. Just like the guy that played Solo, he at least did a very reasonable job of acting like Harrison Ford,
Yeah,
of Han Solo. So I couldn't fault the acting. It was not a great storyline there either, but, that's what they should have done, really.
right. And I agree with that about Solo. I didn't overall think the movie was great, but from a performance standpoint, I thought that guy was good. But is that just a Star Wars curse? Because what's that guy done since?
Right.
You know, it's like, good Lord. Um,
So the problem is what they're having to do. Indiana Jones really is about archaeology, and he goes after some of the supernatural stuff, which was always neat. Things of myth and,
right.
going back. That could continue. The young adventures of Indiana Jones. There's so many cool adventures. The moment they went in that last movie and jumped into aliens, all right,
Oh,
that's an issue. And now we're jumping into time travel. This is more like Quantum Leap, and honestly, I can check out on this one. I don't even think I'm going to see it because I don't.
oh, all right, all right. I need to always correct Dennis when he gets on his little soapbox and goes, I'm not going to see this.
You're going to
Because
make
I
me
can
see it so
tell
we
you
can review
right
it. I
now.
know it.
What's that?
You're going to make me see it so we can review it. I honestly would not go to the theater and drop my money for this. Now, the interesting thing is that trailer didn't look horrible on its face
No, no.
because now that it's been leaked, and like I said, they did testing, the test screenings on it, and it wasn't just terrible. It was atrocious, some of the worst.
Now, Brian mentioned that there's a new Transformers trailer. I didn't even know they were doing a new Transformers movie. So,
Andy,
Brian, is
you
this
are my trailer guy. You're supposed to know these things.
Brian, is this animated or live action? I mean, I know I can look it up, but you know, if you tell me it's animated, I might not look it up. If you tell me it's live action, I might. So, um, I don't know. I'll see it. Dennis will see it. He will see it. Oh, Beast Wars Transformer. Oh,
See, that it's got potential. Now, when you say not animated, I love the
Beast Wars live
1984,
action.
Transformers movie.
You know, that first Transformers movie, the animated one, just didn't do it for me.
Wow.
Transformers Rise of the Beast 2023. Let's see what we got here.
Brian, this is amateur hour because I haven't looked up any of the new trailers. I hadn't seen it, so this is why awesome guys like you are on here, because you inform us when we are unaware.
All right. We're going to watch it. I'm a little disappointed. I think Pete Davidson is in it, so strike one. Dennis, give me a thumbs up if you can hear it.
It was all a dream.
Stand down. I'm not the one to fear, Prime. There is a darkness coming.
It was all a dream.
Pull over! I'm not driving!
And if you don't know, now you know. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. And if you don't know, now you know. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call the clip, same number, same hood. It's all good.
Of all the threats, from both your past and future,
Yeah. It was all a dream.
you've never faced anything like this. Let them come.
And if you don't know, now you know.
What do you think?
Huh. Well, it's not Michael Bay, so that gives me a lot of hope. I do like the Beast Wars, so that does intrigue me.
I
I
do
liked
too.
what I saw. Michelle Yeoh's in it. She's one of my favorite actresses, so I'm in. I'm already in. But Peter Dinklage, Ron Perlman. I mean, yeah, no, I'm going to see this, and of course, Peter Cullen. I mean, they got Peter Cullen back, so I'm always happy.
Yeah, no, I agree. Citizen Row, is there a story here? Well, you know, it's a trailer, so we'll find out as more comes. It's just the first trailer, but I'm in. I'll see it. I think it, you know, I just love Transformers in the movies because of how far the technology's come to make them really look real and they fit into the scenes and stuff. The gorilla, I'm in for this one. If I had to choose this over Indiana Jones, and we'll see both, but if I had to choose this over Indiana Jones, I'd see this.
Oh,
Actually,
absolutely. If there was a choice, I just
yeah.
looked it up. Michelle Yeoh is not listed as a voice. Peter Dinklage is Scourge. Pete Davidson is Mirage, so it's cool. There's Mirage. Ron Perlman is Optimus Primal, so of course that was the ape that we just saw. I'm going to assume. Peter Cullen is, of course, Optimus Prime once again.
Yeah.
So I see Wheeljack, Nightbird, Stratosphere. God, I was hoping for tracks. Was hoping for that.
Dude, I just love seeing Bumblebee as the old school Camaro.
Yes. Yep.
That's cool.
Loved
So yeah, I'm definitely in. Like I said, I didn't even know they were doing it. So I love finding out about movies that I didn't even know they were doing.
Brian, those are all voice actors except Michelle Yeoh is not listed as a voice actress. She is listed as Maximal Eraser. So she's got an actual character name.
Ooh. All right. Well, on to the next Netflix show, Blockbuster. Blockbuster is a show that, as the title gives away, is about the last Blockbuster store in the United States. It stars Randall Park. That's his name, right?
Yep.
It stars
Timmy.
What's that?
He plays Timmy, and I think he played Jimmy in Marvel.
He did. He's the store owner, manager, because it's a franchise. It stars Melissa. I'm gonna mess her last name up. Do you have the list there? Famero, is that it?
Yep.
It's Melissa Famero. She's from one of my favorite shows, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She was great in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm a fan of Randall Park. The other employees of the store aren't actors. Can we do an old trailer review? I would love to know what you thought of the Dungeons and Dragons trailer. It was awesome. You mean the new Dungeons and Dragons movie that's coming out next year?
Or the old original?
Yeah, we can do that after the Blockbuster.
Just let us know which one you're referencing.
Yeah. So, it's tough. I watched all 8 episodes of Blockbuster. The one coming soon. Okay, yeah, we can talk about that. I watched all 8 episodes. It did end on sort of a cliffhanger for season 2. I did read that it has not been greenlit for season 2 yet. Oh, it also had JB Smoove in it.
Oh yeah, I loved him as soon as Kenny showed up.
Yeah, dude, he was great. The cast was good. I thought their chemistry together was good. I enjoyed it, actually. I would actually watch a second season of Blockbuster. Dennis?
I would too. This wasn't a home run by any stretch of the imagination. I did watch. They did do. If you haven't seen it, the last Blockbuster. I think Kevin Smith. It was the documentary in Oregon. So this is basically like satire on that entire concept. I did. It's a very personal one because it always sets place basically in the store, the same characters, how they interact. It was cute, it was fun, it was witty.
And it was your typical sitcom where every episode there was some other, most sitcoms, they always have to introduce the crap. The crap is what basically the characters have to overcome in the one episode, and that's what makes it funny. And each episode was, dealt with something else that they just had to deal with. Even, there was a through line, of course, but it was that typical episodic sitcom, yes, which I enjoyed, because I was going to say, quality wise, it really did come across as something that could have been on the network. It felt
like an 80s sitcom.
Brian says it reminded him of the last couple episodes of Superstore, and I can see that. And Brian, I don't know about you, I love Superstore. I was really disappointed when that show went away, and it lasted for a good six or 7 seasons, maybe 5. And I love Superstore. It was quirky, had a fun cast. Disappointed when it went away, and I can see what you're saying. Blockbuster kind of had that feel to it. I'd give it a watch. If you like Randall Park and Melissa Famero, probably screwed it up. Famero, and JB Smoove, I think you'll like it. I think all the characters had a good chemistry on screen and worked well and played off each other well. And I do hope it comes back for another season.
I will say I'm kind of there with you. It kind of gave me the vibe originally with, like I said, how everything is so knit together of like the IT Crowd, which is an absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic comedy. IT Crowd, if you guys haven't seen it, it's a must watch. This just didn't have that edginess to push it to that next level.
So do I, Brian. I watch a lot of stuff. We'll have to compare notes. In fact, Mr. Blevins.
One of these days when we're going to do one of these episodes like this, we should get a hold of Brian and see if he wants to come on.
I was going to say, we could have Brian on next Wednesday if he'd like to come on. So, Brian, if you'd like to come on the Dennis and Andy show next Wednesday, shoot me a message, shoot Dennis a message, and we can figure out what we want to do on the show. You guys are talking about series that you guys watched. Did you guys watch Smallville? Oh yeah, I watched all 11. I watched all 11 seasons of Smallville, and I got to say, I knew from the beginning. Oh, before we go into Smallville, let's rate this. We don't want to give spoilers away. The one thing I will say, Brian's down for next Wednesday. Shoot us a message, Brian.
Yep.
The one thing too is kind of typical of these shows. Randall Park's character played, of course, the lovable kind of dimwit type character, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would call it the Andy character.
What? The lovable character, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody likes him. I'm going to give this show a 7, which I don't think is bad. 7 out of 10. I don't think that's bad.
No, it's not. I'm giving it a 6. I thought it was good, not great. I did like how it ended. I wasn't surprised by it. But it was solid enough where they're nice, short little episodes. Like I said, it's like an 80s sitcom. So for 8 to 10 episodes, I'm down for that.
Yeah, cool. Who's Andy? Exactly. Dennis. The Dungeons and Dragons trailer for next year, I think it looks really good. I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, we might as well watch it because if you can pull it up. Chris Pine, I mean, compared to the first one, this is just a night and day difference. Obviously, they got a little more budget. Special effects are a lot. Now, as long as they put in a good, if their characters are good, and I'm kind of hopeful that their characterizations are good. I mean, in all honesty, I like the original Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. For it, yes, it's for kids and it's campy, but each person had their defined role, and it was adorable what they did with it, with the underlying Dungeon Master Avenger storyline, and that was solid as well. So I'm just hoping that this isn't a two-dimensional. I hope it's more like Kor-Drath, where there's going to be a lot of great story that's going to be built into it.
I'm as lovable of both of those characters. So there. All right, let's watch the trailer for Dungeons and Dragons. We'll rap about that. Here we go. Chris Pine, I'm a big fan of his. What's that? Oh my God. What's the chick standing next to him on the right? Damn it. What's her name? Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, is it Michelle Rodriguez?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's watch this.
Here's the thing. We're a team of thieves. And when you do this, you're bound to make enemies. Sometimes those enemies come looking for revenge. Truth be told, we helped the wrong person steal the wrong thing. We didn't mean to unleash the greatest evil the world has ever known. But we're gonna fix it.
So how do we pull that off? Figure it out over a drink?
Probably best.
You need to
To give us a fighting chance, we're gonna need strength. You got this, right?
I know you don't.
We also need courage,
back to school.
magic, and you. What is that again? It's an owlbear.
Let's go.
Be warned. There is evil here.
I'm glad he's on our side.
This one's dangerous. But whatever happens, we'll be ready.
What is it exactly that you bring to this?
I'm a planner. I make plans.
You've already made the plan, so
If the existing plan fails, I make a new plan.
you make plans that fail.
No,
He also plays the lute.
not relevant.
Avatar. Don't even get me started. I will probably not be seeing Avatar as I fell asleep in the first one. I mean, I like the trailer. Like I said, not being in the D&D world as much as Dennis is, because I see Prater says he hates the humor. I don't really hate the humor because I just like stuff like that. I don't know if it's fitting or not. You know, not be like diehard D&D fans like Dennis and stuff. I don't know if the whole movie's like that, if it's fitting. I mean, what do you think?
I like the fact that we get to see some of the D&D tropes that are out there, things that we get to see on the big screen, which would the gelatinous cube. I mean, everybody wants to see somebody getting sucked up into a gelatinous cube. The owl bear, but I wasn't overly thrilled with the design, but we got an owl bear. We see the dragons. I'm going to go see it because I just want it to be good.
Because I'll make you.
But honestly, yes, the mimic chest, Brian. Yes, the mimic chest. Again, these are just tropes that going all the way back to the 1980s. These are just staples that are in there. I'm really hoping that we get to see a beholder of some sort because nobody else can use beholder. There is Art the Man.
Art the Bear, what is up? Prater says it feels like it's going to be a one-liner after one-liner. Yeah, no, dude, I totally hear you. I mean, if it's anything like Thor, Love and Thunder, oh my God, that'll be bad. I don't want one-liner after one-liner either. Hopefully they just pulled that crap for the trailer.
You know, the thing that with one-liners, Arnold Schwarzenegger had it down pat. He knew how many to have in a movie. They were good. They stuck. They were memorable. Thor: Love and Thunder. You can just take that movie and throw it right out. And I'm hoping Dungeons and Dragons is not going to be that way.
This is for Art. Yeah, no, I do too. I really hope it's not going to be that way. 32 people watching from what I can tell. Please hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. And, let's see what... Oh, look at that. Speaking of D&D, Kor-Drath the Reckoning. This is the top half of a page. My God, top half of a page. Look at that. Facing off, not against the dragon, but a Weavrin. I don't know how to say it.
Technically, I always say Wyvern. most people pronounce it Wyvern. It's
Wyvern.
like Joe Drow. I'm always been a fan of Wyvern.
So yeah, guys, I like to show you guys art when I can that doesn't spoil anything. This does not spoil anything. Not showing the rest of the page, but yeah, the link is in the description below. People have been posting it. Thank you guys so much. Go check out Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. 76 pages of fantastic, brutal, barbarian goodness. Lots of covers to choose from. T-shirts, beanies, the game. That's right. You heard it right. Kor-Drath, the game. Dennis has worked up a great gaming module. It'll make you feel like a kid again with playing old D&D. You can play the Kor-Drath characters or play other characters you've created. And so check it out. You will not be disappointed. All right. We'll end with, let's see. Paul says, looks good. Thank you so much. Hold
I was
on.
going to say, make sure you guys, if you don't, make sure you subscribe to the Dennis and Andy show. And we are also on Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. And for those of you that are not fans of YouTube, you will find all these videos also on Rumble.
We will watch. I just want to get this in for Prater. Prater, we will watch Warriors of the Future on Wednesday with our guest, Brian Blevins.
I watched it already.
You son of a... Well, we'll watch it on Wednesday with our guest. Well, I'll watch it on Wednesday with our guest, Brian Blevins, and we'll chat about that. We'll also talk with Brian before so we can put together a good show for you guys. And thank you for joining us for this pop-up stream, as we like to call it. We just popped up, popped in. Thank you guys so much for joining us and watching. We really appreciate it. And also, Prater says, I hope everyone doesn't hate it. Dennis, did you hate it? Yes or no?
I'll worry about telling you on Wednesday.
Oh. Paul Gibbs says, check out the indie trailer. We already did, Paul. We watched it. We gave our review of it. Go back and check it out earlier in the episode, Paul. Thank you guys for joining us. We really do appreciate all you guys taking time to watch us when we go live, when we have guests, or when we just come on like this to review shows we've watched. We like to think of it as a public service announcement. Like I said, play the game. Kor-Drath, The Reckoning, beautiful cover by Bart Sears and Dan Lawless. Dennis looks like he has something he wants to show. Have you read it yet?
No, I am going to be reading it. We can talk about this on Wednesday. Hyper Kaiju. He apparently, a lot of you guys really do miss when I do my quick flips and reviews. So, you know, I've been so busy with Kor-Drath that I've kind of let that slide. But I think I'm going to do one for this. I mean, Doug Wagner, Daniel Hilliard. I mean, we did Plastic and Vinyl and love both of those. This is their new series, Plush. I'm hoping it's as good as the others.
So am I. I'm going to read it too, so we can definitely talk about it. Until then, guys, we'll catch you next Wednesday, or maybe before. That's why you got to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We'll see you definitely next Wednesday with Brian Blevins. Bye, everybody.
Later.